Hello and welcome back to Red Shadow Forge. Today's Forged in Thought video, I think this is episode 10. I'm going to talk about some of the blade projects that I'm working on right now. As some of you might know, if you're following along on the Facebook page and with the more recent videos that I've put up, I'm in the middle of doing some swords. Took a break from some knives and started working on some swords. Well, I've got 3 in the works right now. I've got 5 other knives I'm working on, and I'm getting ready to start working on another 6 knives all this week, a little bit here and there, slowly making away progress on each one. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around and show you guys what I've been working on. All right, so first off, we'll come over here, the one in the back right here. This is believe it's 5160. Ignore the grind lines on there, those are just kind of rough ground in right now, but this is going to be a steak knife that goes along with this little, not little, but this kitchen buoy over here. So got a nice little buoy shape to it, but it's got a chef knife size for it, so I'm going to make those together. This one right here was the Dingo that I made in New Jersey about 3 years ago. It just sat around, got rusted, so I went ahead and took the handles off of it, wanted to kind of bring it back to life, do some hand sanding on it, so got a lot of progress to do on that one still. This one right here is the 13-inch, I think, knife that I'm working on for my wife, actually. I'm in the middle of hand sanding. I just started hand sanding, I should say. But I've got some nice rosewood handle scales for it, and it's going to be polished up and be real nice and shiny, and pretty much just be for decoration. But let's see, this one right here got all the hammer marks on it. The tang's pretty long on this thing, so I'm going to take it back to the forge. It's still pretty thick, so I'm going to take it back to the forge, straighten it out a little bit, do some hammering, widen up this tang right here, and then cut about 2.5 inches of it off. And this one is actually going to be the camping knife that Joshua Fricelli won in the sword drawing competition, which brings me to the swords. 3 long pieces of steel down here. So this right here is a piece of 52-100. It was 36 inches before I cut off 10 inches of it. And that's what I made this knife out of, the little camp knife that he won. I did that because I had never used 52-100 before, so I wanted to know how the 52-100 would act with the heat treat and all that stuff, make sure I get the process down, make sure I'm doing that right, so that when I forge this out into the arming sword, I'll make sure that I know how to do the heat treat for it. When I originally started the arming sword last Sunday, this is what I ended up with, and I like it. However, it's just not quite the shape of an arming sword. The edge geometry's a little off. The tip is not exactly as tapered as an arming sword should be. So I decided to keep this. I like the edge of it, or I like the shape of it, and I'm just going to make that into a fully functional sword. But I wanted to start over and make an actual historically accurate one, so that's what I'm going to use the 52-100 of. This is 1095. And this one right here is 5160. This is just a 37 or 38-inch blade, or sword. Its overall length is about 38 inches. But I started working on this in Jersey. This was going to be the French Pirate boarding cutlass. I've just kind of modified it a little bit, did some grinding. Still got some waves in there, and I've got to get out. But I've got a decent profile on it, and I think I'm just going to turn this into a sword with a D guard on it, a little twisted soft steel for the D guard. But those are the swords I'm currently working on. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, they will all 3 be finished. And then up here, try to get my shadow out of the way. Up here, I've got some smaller knives. This one up front is 5160. It's got some nice little grooves for your fingers and stuff to go into. But this one, I think, is about 3 inches of blade. Still pretty thick. That's a good little knife. I'm gonna hand sand all these down, and put handles on them and all that. These I actually already had handles on in Jersey. These were all stock removal with the 1080, and it just, the 1080 that we had wasn't very thick, so I didn't want to forge it. So I just did some stock removal and made some knives. This one's kind of neat. I like this one a lot. Little looking alligator clip thing. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to do some hand sanding and get new handles on these, shine them up, make them look a little bit better, and those will be up for sale eventually once they're finished up. So I've got, you know, quite a bit of stuff going on right here. Lots of blades, lots of swords. But once it's all done, a selection of these will be set to the side so that we can sell them. And then the swords and stuff like that, I'm just really looking forward to getting those videos finished and done, posted, so you guys can see that. But as far as what I'm doing, this is it. Lots of hand sanding, lots of grinding, and you know, some forging to do. But it's about 105 out right now, so it's a little warm. I'm gonna stick to hand sanding. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any forging today, but stick around. We've got some more content coming out soon. I'm currently battling with my editing software for the lawnmower blade videos that I need to get up. But I also just got another lawnmower blade given to me, so I'm going to be making another big buoy out of that lawnmower blade. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do some Facebook Live videos with that. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how the previous lawnmower blade videos go once I post those to YouTube, or that video to YouTube. So if they do well on there, I might post another one. So hope you guys are staying safe, staying cool, and loving the beard. You guys take care. Thanks a lot for tuning in to Red Shadow Forge. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, any of that stuff. So you guys have a good day. Until next time.